now watching Color Me Crypto, Digital Cash Decoded. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
And if you enjoy the video, visit us on Patreon for exclusive content.
If you want a little money to get started on your cryptocurrency journey low risk, consider creating a Nexo account with the referral link in the description. You will get $25 in Bitcoin. All you have to do is deposit $100 and let that $100 sit for 30 days. After 30 days, you can pull your money out with an additional $25 in Bitcoin absolutely free. Peace. Yo, Color Me Crypto, let's go. We're going to be talking about this woman here on the screen. Her name is Jessica Leanne Sledge. She's 40 years old and she pleaded guilty to one count of using interstate commerce facilities in the commission of murder for hire. And that basically means she used a system that facilitated the communication of murder across state boundaries. That's what interstate commerce facilities means. And she was living in Pelahatchie, Mississippi, and she tried to get her husband killed so that she could have an affair with a gentleman who I guess he was slinging some good pipe or whatever. But yeah, before I even get into what happened and how this transpired, big thank you to the DMTV family. Y'all been showing more love than people on my Facebook when I share my links to my videos and stuff. So I really do appreciate that. Y'all actually engage with the video, click maybe comment, and that means a lot to me. Kind of sad that the people who actually know me don't be rocking with it like that. But either way, I'm gonna still keep trying to get you good content and show you how to keep yourself safe online. So let's go. She was sentenced to 10 years and she admitted attempting to hire a hitman on the dark web to murder her husband. Big red flag here, that's why I highlighted it and put it in bold letters. She used her work computer to find and pay the hitman. That's the criminal complaint. She violated 18 U.S. Code 1958, use of interstate commerce facilities in commission of murder for hire. Your work computer, come on, that's you deserve to get locked up. So I'm not going to read all of this, don't worry. In September 2021, law enforcement received information that an individual had solicited murder for hire services via the internet. The individual provided specific directions concerning the murder of victim 1. So victim 1 was her husband. She wanted her husband to she wanted to make it look as if he died in a car accident. That's how sick and twisted this woman was. She wanted to make it look like he wasn't even killed, intentionally. So she sent 3 different payments on October 4th, October 9th, and October 10th, worth a total of $10,000. $10,000 in Bitcoin, yo. I wish she had sent me that money back around this time. But anywho, using information obtained from the internet contact, basically the person who was on the darknet, the undercover agent contacted Sledge on her cellular telephone, and then after the initial contact, I guess she didn't feel safe using her, real phone number, so she wanted them to contact her on WhatsApp. We're going to get into why that was. It didn't make a difference. She was going to get caught anyway. And then the very last sentence there, the second to last one, during a series of recorded conversations, Sledge confirmed that she was paying for the murder of victim 1. And WhatsApp uses interstate commerce facilities to allow individuals to communicate. So when they use that fancy term there, they're just talking about WhatsApp, internet, all that stuff. And before we get into how this ended, because it's a very short story, but when you're browsing on Tor network and you're contacting other Tor websites, nothing leaves the Tor network. No one knows each other's IP address. So this gray part here, that's all hidden. It's, if you know what you're doing, you can basically become invisible. You can become anonymous if you know what you're doing in here. But what she did is called spillage. She took something from a higher classification and she brought it down to a lower classification, and she messed up. So I added this here on the side with your public IP. That's the exit. When you communicate with Tor, you use a guard or a middle or a relay and an exit. That exit has your public IP. However, when she was contacting the hitman, She didn't have a public IP. No one knew each other's address. That's why people go to the dark web, because they think they're going to be anonymous and secure. But it's more to it than that. You have to actually build an entire what's called an online identity, and she did not do that properly, and honestly didn't do it at all from what it seems. So that's basically how it works. You can like kind of pause it, but it's not too technical, but that's just like a high level idea. High level idea, you know, how it works. So how it ended pretty much, on November 1st, 2021, Sledge agreed to meet the purported hitman in person. Again, that totally defeats the purpose of going on the darknet. The purpose of the darknet and all that is to do what you want to do without having to reveal yourself. So big red flag. And during the meeting, Sledge paid the undercover officer an additional $1,000 in cash to complete the job, and said she might hire him for another job. That's why they, in the criminal complaint, they had victim 1 and victim 2. Victim 1 was the husband. Victim 2 was another woman who, again, fortunately, she was not harmed in any way. And the reason why the officers wanted her to pay the additional $1,000 in cash, it was basically just like they already knew she was guilty. It was just to like dig the hole deeper and build a stronger case against her. And here on the top right corner of the screen, we have the notice of intent to seek criminal forfeiture. And all that is saying is that the court is directing her, and she's agreeing to give up her cell phone, any passwords, her laptop, whatever she used. She's being ordered by the court that she has to give those to law enforcement to continue their work. And the judge sentenced her with the maximum penalty, which was 10 years, $250,000 fine, and 3 years of supervised release once she got out, and $100 special assessment. So this is where she was arrested, at Pelahatchie Easy Wheels in Mississippi. That is where they arrested her. And the U.S. District Court Judge Carlton Reeves said this is an egregious crime, and he gave her the maximum penalty just to make an example out of her, basically. Her lawyer did try to say she was like, you know, sorry for what she tried to do, but the judge wasn't hearing it. And this is where he recommended her to be sent to, in the Federal Correctional Institution of Aliceville. So this goes back to what I was talking about earlier. An undercover law enforcement officer posing as a hitman called Sledge and asked to speak with Forward Only, the username Sledge had used on the Murder for Hire site. Keep in mind, her name is Forward Only. Sledge confirmed that she was Forward Only. Again, this is the FBI. This is the FBI calling her on her phone. Is this Forward Only? And her retarded ass gonna say, yes, this is Forward Only. Like, she need not be on the dark web. She also directed the undercover officer to contact her through WhatsApp account under the same username. Those of you who've used WhatsApp know it's associated with your phone number. So she thought basically that taking the conversation off of the regular cellular network and onto the WhatsApp network was somehow going to make her harder to find. But she did what's called cross-contamination. And what I was talking about with spillage. She took something that was classified up here, which was her username, Forward Only, and then she brought it down here to WhatsApp. Oh, Forward Only. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out, hey, Forward Only on the dark web here might be the same as Forward Only on WhatsApp here, and put the two together. Like, they're law enforcement, they have money, they have resources. They're gonna find you if you make it like that easy. They're gonna find you. Like, come on, miss. And just back to like the analogy, cross-contamination, like with food, you're not gonna cut your vegetables on the same cutting board you're cutting your meat. Like, that's a recipe for disaster. Big no. And that's how you want to do it there. You want to have your meats and stuff here, you want to have your vegetables and stuff here. That way they're completely separate from each other and there will not be any cross-contamination. And have you ever heard the phrase, if it's too good to be true, then it probably is? This goes back to, again, like what I was talking about with the Whitney Franks video. That website she was on was probably a honeypot. More than likely a honeypot. That website was not a hitman. It was the police trying to get people like her jammed up. And It's supposed to look attractive. It's supposed to make it easy for them to incriminate you, basically. Why would you spend all day trying to, like, fishing over here for criminals, fishing over here for criminals, fishing over here for criminals? All you have to do is set a trap and see who takes the bait. So that's the idea behind a honeypot. It's not the same as the honeypot in this picture, but it's a pretty much similar concept. You want to get the attacker to go to the honeypot, and that's pretty much it. I feel bad for this woman, yo. I feel bad for her. She could have just literally, like, tried to get a divorce, I guess. An analyst noticed things were deleted off the computer days after she was arrested. They eventually learned that a person identified as Ollie Clyburn had remotely accessed Sledge's computer after her arrest in an attempt to delete incriminating content. Sledge, according to WLBT, had an affair with Clyburn. Clyburn had also told Sledge to delete the Tor browser off her work computer. There's the initial retainer. He did assist with that, said Sledge's mother, Sandy Myers. So, long story short, she had an affair with this man here named Ollie Clyburn. Ollie Clyburn, or her, one of the two, said, hey, maybe we should get my husband killed. That way we can take our affair into the open and be together without any worries. And then what happened was she got jammed up by the police. Ollie Clyburn, obviously he was maybe a little more technical savvy. He accessed her computer after she was arrested, trying to delete his communications to her, and they still found out anyway. I don't think they jammed him up, but I mean, to me that's like probable cause for like a search or something. I don't know. But I mean, that's that, like, really foolish mistake she was making. She was older too, 40 years old, accessing the dark web for the first time. You bound to lose if you're trying to do wrong, and you need not do wrong in the first place. So thank you for watching the video. Much love, peace. Check out that Nexo referral link. Get you a free $25 off rip. Just deposit the initial deposit in there and just let it sit. Let your money ride. Collect a little interest and call it a day. Color me crypto.